First of all, we have to look at this from a quantum perspective. If we take any piece of matter and look at it in an electron microscope, we've known since the days of Planck in 1901 that if we magnify matter enough, we're going to come into contact with the fact that one single piece of matter that we call atomic or an atom is actually nothing but an oscillating field with other oscillating fields. And as soon as we look at it, those fields turn to particles. It gives us something to attach meaning to. Now, because of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle and all the other principles that follow with quantum mechanics, we know that the more you magnify anything in reality, the less is there. Meaning the very things that make up physical reality that we call atoms and that make my clay kiln cup so hard, if we magnify this enough, we will find that every single atom that makes up this structure isn't even touching each other. They're a part of an informed field. Each one of them is an informed field connected to the next informed field, and there's nothing but intervening space between them. And then when you magnify the nucleus of that atom, you find out it's not a particle, it's an oscillating field, is all it is. And it has these electrons that go in different areas at high speeds. Those high speeds give the illusion of physicality and add to that informed field. But when you magnify that even more, you find out that the nucleus of an atom, which is an oscillating field, is like miles away from the closest electron, meaning physical reality isn't physical at all, and there are more open spaces than there are actual parts of the construct. Translated mathematically, we find that our existence is like 0.00001% physical. There is a physicality, but it's almost like an ether. It's almost like ghost-like. This is basically it's had many names. You know, the dream time to the Australians. It's the ancient Vedic understanding was that we live in an illusion. It's a Maya. The Gnostics believed that we lived in a construct that was controlled by the demiurge. It's no different than the modern scientific parlance. All we have done is given it more sophisticated dressings. It's the same thing. We live in a ghost world, and it's only because of the central nervous system and how we are jacked into it that we actually believe that everything around us is physical and that this holographic template of timelines that we are living in multiple scenarios at the same time is actually perceived by us to be sequential. This is because we have a central nervous system. Without the central nervous system, we would almost be timeless beings with the ability of a personality to inject itself into any timeline that it wanted to. It could time travel, could go forward and backward in time because the structuring of space-time is 100% palindromic. And this is another thing I've shown in about 30 videos, how we can predict the future based off the palindromes of historical events in the past. I've given many, many examples of that. But simulation theory is the idea that this world that we're living in right now, and through the central nervous system we're jacked into to believe that it's real, is actually a copy of something else, something that is real. And this is also the subject of my video, The Archaics Paradox, where I show a mathematical example of how we can see that our arithmetic isn't real at all. It's actually an anti-arithmetic that is attached to something that is real. And that is the subject of that video. That video's gotten a lot of traction because people are starting to catch on to what I'm talking about. That the numbers in our reality are nothing but the architecture of the coding, and the coding is very palindromic. And when you look at the whole picture, we are actually like immortal personalities that are trapped in this weird simulated world, but it's only a copy. There is a real universe out there, but we're not participating in it right now for whatever reasons.